feels like my mic is desynced. One sec. I think that's fixed. Hello, hello. Hope everyone is doing well. Happy... What is going on? Thank you. Who and why? Well, that is a very interesting way of starting a stream. Well then, thank you, whoever you are, I appreciate it. Alright, let's get this started. So we are playing Neon Beats today. I have never tried the game. I just know that it is a very highly rated rhythm game. Beat Saber is currently being updated. They released a patch, I think like 2 days ago or something. And whenever Beat Saber gets an update, I can't really play it on stream. So let's try out a different game. And this is going to be essentially all Future Music Mondays. If Beat Saber is not available, then we will just do another rhythm game. Could be anything. Alright. I have no idea what I'm doing. Okay, space is jump. Oh, there's a wall jump feature. Okay. Okay, so there's also a wall slide. Okay. Oh, that wasn't really smooth. Alright, so we got a swing double, I think. Let's go. Nice. Okay, that wasn't very nice. That's better. Okay, so orange allows me to bounce. Let's bounce. Boing, boing. Oh, okay. Oh, the music note. Is it optional? Oh, I think it is optional. Ah. Boing, boing. Ah! That's okay, got it, got it. I got this. I got this. Okay, maybe I don't got this. I'm gonna change my keys. Oh wait, I can't change my keys here. I've died 9 times. That tells me how many times I died. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. There we go. I want to change the keys because I am right-handed. Okay, so let's go to the main menu. 10 deaths. Alright. Where's my control? Let's do left. I can't do... Okay. Why does it, like, give me the option? Oh, it does? No. Okay. Alright, let's do this. Let's try tutorial again. Alright, 0 deaths. 0 death is the plan. And we screwed up. What? 2 deaths. Unfortunate. I think I'm on 3 deaths right now. You know, maybe spacebar is not a bad thing. Like, that's like 6 deaths, I think? Hello, Synclavia. How are you doing tonight? 5 deaths. Okay, that's not too bad. Okay, we're gonna change the keys once more. I don't like how I can't do left, right. Eh. Okay, I got this. I got this. 0 deaths. 0 deaths. I like the art style. Very minimalistic. No, that's 2 deaths. 3, 4, 5. Oh man, this is bad. Why? Ugh. Alright. We got this. We got this. Oh, you know what? It's okay. It's okay. We go to level 1, so I don't keep doing the same thing. Oh, wait, what? The checkpoint's so far! Oh, this is brutal. Oof. I did not see that coming. Oh, come on. I didn't touch it. Do I have to reacquire that, or like, or is it acquired? Okay, it's acquired. Oh, that's just mean. Perfect. Boing. Oh. Oof. Is there anything up there? What if there's something up there? Oh, I am big brain. I am big brain. There was something up there, right? And then that's where we stopped. Okay, cool. Oof. I'm thinking like 10 deaths for this map. Oh, that was just enough time. 2, 1, 2, bounce. Oof. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. There we go. Swing, bounce. Oof, I almost fell. 1, 2. Jump, jump. Perfect. That's a lot of bouncing. Boing, 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 boing. I feel like there's something down here. Ooh, I was right. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, bounce. Two, 1, 2. Perfect. Ding. 10 deaths, maybe, give or take. 11 deaths. Okay, well, we'll come back to it and try and aim for 10 deaths. Why does it seem a little... The brightness seems shifting. Oof, that's 1 death. Wait, what? Ow. What is this? 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Oof. One, 2. 15 tests later. Don't jinx this. I got this. Oh, there we go. Oh, wait. Oh, that's slow. 1, 2, 1, 2, 2, 1, 2. Oh, wait. Whoa. Oh, reverses. Okay. 2, 1, 2. There we go. What's this? Oh, okay. It's a pretty game though. Oh gosh. Okay. No. This is just. This game is evil. Oh my gosh, that's mean. That's so mean. That's so evil. Having to jump backwards is just evil. Please. Oh. I can see where the music rhythm part coming through. Oh. Okay, that one is tricky. I'm thinking 20 deaths at this point. No. 1 bounce, jump, flip. No, why do I keep bouncing off the walls? How many am I at? It doesn't tell me how I'm at. What? This is evil level design. It's like I have to jump even later than I already jumped. Oh, there we go. This isn't as bad. Okay, that was not what okay. That was not what I was expecting. Wait a second. What if I feel like there might be something up there. All right, you know what? We just Okay, I need to climb back up there because I feel like there might be something. Oh, it doesn't let me go up. Okay. That's how you know there's probably nothing up there. Or I could be wrong. What's under here? Oh, there's where the secret is. I gotta explore sometimes, you know? What is this? 1, 2, 1, 2. Oh, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Oh. Oh. Oh my gosh. You know what? 30 deaths. There we go. Oh! Is there anything up here? Oh, there is. The last key. And then we jump straight down. What? There's no difficulty there. Oh, there's a difficulty. 1, 2. Oh wait, I can just... Oh, okay, I see. There we go, that's a lot better. Or... Okay, you know what? I don't think that was a smart idea. 2, 1, 2. Of course. Of course. There we go. Oh, that's just mean. Oh. I was so close. There we go. This is called Neon Beats. It is a minimalistic rhythm game. Oof. How are you, Griever? 65 deaths. 65 deaths. That's brutal. That's 1. Oh my gosh, can you freaking not? Oh my gosh. Yeah. Oh, come on. Wait, why was that so fast? This is evil. So much time crunch and pressure. Okay, I jumped. Why is it registering that I didn't jump? Oh. Wait, why that? No. Oh, come on. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Yikes. Oh my gosh, I'm like 10 deaths just in this area alone. Oh my gosh. Alright, let me go past this. Okay, there we go. Oh. Ooh. Oh, you got to be kidding me. Let me drop. Oh. At least I don't need to risk my life for Oh. Why is this a thing? Of course, of course, of course. Oh my gosh. Okay, that's just mean. So I need to jump onto, oops. How did that stop moving? That's not fair. Touch. Ooh. I think I have less deaths. 35. Okay. Let's try to minimize our deaths. Unfortunately, I think those, yeah. So this game is free, but it's like free. It's like a demo. Alright, we're going for 0 deaths in the tutorial to begin with. And I died. I honestly don't think I can have like 0 deaths for any of these. Even the tutorial, it's a little bit too rough. I can probably improve my scores though, that's for sure. Boing. Boing, boing. Boing. Zero deaths. A perfect run. Alright. And then now is where everything just falls apart. I think I had 11 deaths in this. I'm not gonna try and go for 0 just because I know how impossible this is. Yep, see? Instant fail. It hasn't even been a minute. Wait, what was that? I feel like I just got murdered. How do I... There we go. Oh. At the end, yeah. Take a shot every time you die. You know, in one of the maps, I died 60 times. I don't think that's a very good idea. Oh wait, I need to... There we go. Yikes. So far, my stream, the most I've ever taken was 13 shots in an hour, I think. Yikes. Yikes. Wait, how did I jump that far? Less than 10, I think. Less than 10? 9! Okay, we've definitely broke a record. Let's try and aim for less, because I feel like this one's doable for less. Gotta be really careful, you know? But yeah, 9 shots. It's a lot. 9 shots is a very, very big amount. Oh, that was close. Alright, this is... Ta, 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 ta. Jump, 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 jump. Ooh. Boing. Take a shot if you die more than 10 times. You see, normally I would, but I have Invisalign, so I can't. Like, if it was like a regular, like, if I was not doing Invisalign, I totally would be drinking on stream. Unfortunately, I can't. Boing, boing. Ta, 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 ta. Boing. No! That was bad. 2 deaths. 3. Oh, 4. 5. I was doing so well up at 6. This is brutal. Six steps, I think. I feel like it was so avoidable too. We got this. We got this. We got this. Perfectionist, you know? 6 deaths. Be careful, you know? Unnecessary risks are not necessary. Yikes. Oh, that was close. That was a little bit close. I think I messed up the timing there. Oh. Perfect score. That's very, very tiring. Oh. Alright, level 2, which I think we died. Let me just go out. Yeah, level 2 is where we died 65 times. 65 times. Ah. Complete a level without dying, complete a level quickly, complete all levels quickly without dying, and with all collectibles. Complete one level quickly without dying. Wait, I've completed a level without dying, unless that's counted as... Oh, it requires the DLC. I think I got all the DLC. I think I got all the achievements for the regular base game. Oops. Well, I already died. Okay, we're just getting the hang of it, you know? Boom, 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 boom. Straight down. Oof. Straight down. Pew, 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 pew. Bounce. Left. Oof. Go. Bounce. There we go. Right. Ta. 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 Right, and then the moving one, of course, of course. Oh, this is why I have so many deaths. Wait, can I just... Oh, I... Yeah, I have to jump off the wall. And it has to be, like, very late. There we go. Wee! One. Wee! One. Wee! Oh, okay. Oh my gosh, that's 2 deaths already. Boing. What? There we go. It's a little better. I say 20 deaths, which is a definite upgrade from... a big upgrade from 66 deaths. Oh my gosh. Maybe 40 deaths. There we go. That's a lot better. Bing. Ooh, that was really close. Okay, that was a lot better, but I still say 40-ish deaths. Oh, 40 deaths exactly. Alright, let's aim for 30 or lower, which I don't know how realistic that is. Ta, ta, ta. Oh. Ta. Ta, 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 ta. Alright, here we go. Boing. Bounce. Wall jump. Swing. Bounce. Bounce. Swing. Wall jump. And then cannon. Beat drop. Bounce. Oh, I didn't even hit the bounce. Bounce. Why do I not hitting the bounce? How is this? Okay, here, let's try again. Ah! Died like 10 times here. Hate this game. I hate this game. Oh my gosh. Bounce, bounce. This is difficult. Ow. I keep forgetting about that. And I don't know why I jumped there. $20 deaths? Maybe? Oh! Tap, tap, bounce, bounce, bounce. Oh, okay. One. There we go. That was easy. Ching. I think 20 to 30-ish? 29, so I'm just under 30. Alright, I'll come back to it. Do stage 3. Which oh, that was a terrible start. How did I die? Right then and there. Oh. I gotta say, I like the music. Tap, tap, bounce, 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 let's go! Is that beat drop? Oh, there's no... Oh, come on, that's sped. No, 3 deaths. I did not touch that! I both love and hate this game. I'm dead. I am so dead. Oh my god. Perfect. Drop. Drop. Of course. Oh gosh. What? Okay, that's not touching it. One, two, one, bounce, elevator. Oh. Oh, come on. That was not touching. Oh. There we go, there we go, there we go. Out I go. 30 deaths? Maybe? 17! That's actually a lot less than I thought. Alright, we got this, we got this, we got this. And we don't got this. Bounce, bounce. Cannon. Bounce. Wall jump. Speed up! Fly! Jump! Ah! Another speed up. Bounce. Bounce. Ooh. No! Show must go on. Okay, you know, one try. Or not one try, I guess. Pew! Oh, that was close. Flip. How am I making these really, really tiny mistakes again and again when I don't have to? See, that wasn't too bad, and then... Boing, boing. Okay, that was a really bad jump. Boing, boing, boing. Boing, boing. That was a lot cleaner. 15 deaths, give or take. 19. Okay, I'm losing my touch. Oh, why is this so rough? Ah. We got this. Okay, we don't got this. I don't know how I'm dying in places that I normally don't die in. It doesn't make any sense. Oh, that was really close. No, I was doing so well. That's two. How is that a death? Okay, that's a death for sure. That's 3 deaths, I think. 4. I feel like when I die, I tend to die like a lot, like right after, like simultaneously. 1, 2, jump, bounce, elevator. Bounce, 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 swing right, double, bounce left, blue, right, blue, jump. Less than 10 deaths. That was like 6 deaths. 4 deaths. Okay. We got this. We got this. We got this. We got this. Boom. Jump. Dodge. Nothing. Clean. Let's go. Speed up. Huh. Huh. Oh no. Alright, alright. We can do this. We can do this. Apparently not. I like the music though. I like the art style. It's very Tron-y. Like, you know, like minimalistic, glowy. It's beautiful. And then the music is nice. I can see why it's overwhelmingly positive. It's such a simple concept, but it's so frustrating when you don't get it right. Alright, here we go. This is the really difficult part to get it in one try, I think. This part. Pew! Okay, we got it. Oh, okay. We're good. Oh, I did not wait for that one, and I almost slipped that one. Oh, okay. Blue, wall jump, bounce, swing right, double, green, bounce, blue, 1, 2, blue. Perfect score. Okay. We are making very good progress. We just need to die at, you know, 29 less times in level 2. I honestly don't know if it's possible. But let's try it. I mean, practice makes perfect, right? Oh, okay. Well, I think I need to jump to the middle one. That's the plan. Doom. Oh. You know, I'll practice more, it's okay. Boom. Ha. Boom. Ha! Boom. Ha. Boom. Ha. There we go. Ta. 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 2. 1. And here comes the beat drop. Oh, that was rough. Jump. Got the key. Okay. And then swing. Ooh, that was close. Okay, that was not that. I did not get out of that one, unfortunately. Oh, come on. Okay, so this one we have to get like really low. There we go. Swing. 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 No! I got betrayed by the platform. Okay, so when I'm doing the hopper run after that, we should definitely avoid jumping straight down from there. Got it. This one isn't that bad, actually. The one that you have to go really, really fast, that one's difficult. Like, this one is kind of automatic. Oh, this one's hard, though. Ha. Bounce. Bounce. There we go. Timing is everything. I think that's it. It just drops me onto the platform, right? Yeah, it does. Oh, never mind. It goes into another fast platform. Ay, ay, ay. That beat drop. The beat drop ends with the... There we go. Okay. 10 deaths? Was that 10 deaths? I think that was like maybe 15? Oh, 11 deaths. Alright. We got this. We can do this with 0 deaths. Alright, we go from 60 to 30 to 11. This is going to be a perfect run. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. There we go. Ooh. Ta. 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 I figured out that the elevators are basically to sync the beat. That's why sometimes the door is not open. Okay. Ugh. Bounce, bounce. Oh, that was really, really close. Beat drop. Okay, gotta be careful here. Oh, that's 1 death. It's okay, it's okay. We got practice. Practice makes perfect, right? Practice makes perfect. And that's another death. Our goal is less than 5 deaths. I'm a completionist. How are you, Fuzzy? Because I died 60 times, and then I died 30 times, and I died 11 times, and this time I'm aiming... I want to have 0 deaths. Okay, well that failed. Oh, I almost fell. Nice. Oh, so close. It's not the official run, so I really don't care about that extra death. Ta. Oh, come on. Okay, 10 deaths, I think, is my current run. Because I still have to do 1 more beat drop right here. I feel like this is like a preview for stage 3. 10 deaths, I think. We're improving. That's the fact. 7 deaths. Okay. We got this. We got this. We got this. We got this. Ta 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 ta. Open up. Ooh, that was close. Oh, come on. That was... We're restarting. That was so sad. Okay, I don't know how I fell for that. Like, I knew it was there. I knew that was what's gonna happen. And yet I still screwed up. I am kind of annoyed about it, actually. Oh, that was close. Ha. 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 Oh, this is like... This is a rage game, essentially. It's like, you know you can do it, but like, the game just rubs it in your face. Come on. No. No, that was on time. The game is lagging. I don't know. The game probably isn't lagging. I'm just having a rough time. Hey, you know what? You know what? No, we got this. We got this. We got this. We got this. First try, you know? No deaths. Oh, okay. We didn't even get past the first part. Like, Era, what are you doing? Oh, close. I can do this. I am good at this. I can do this. I can do this. I I got the timing right, but I hit the spikes. This is really, really rough. Oh, I got this. 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 Got this. There we go. Drop, bounce, wall climb, swing, bounce, bounce, swing, wall climb, ooh, launch, beat drop. No, why did I die here? This is one of the hardest parts in the map, I think. Alright, alright. Well, we're going for 0, so we gotta restart, unfortunately. Oh, that was close. How did I not land on that? That's just sad. Okay, I know I rushed it, but that should have been fine. I got there too quickly. Alright, you know what? I'm gonna keep trying till 9:30. And whatever happens, happens. And if we finish before that, then we'll try something else. Dun, 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 da, da, da. There we go. Da, 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 da. Bounce, jump, jump. Boom. Wall jump, swing. Bounce, bounce. Swing. Wall jump, jump. Oh, cannon. Beat drop. Jump, jump, bounce, bounce, stop. Secret path. Jump, bounce up. All the way over. And then back again. Huh. Swing. Swing. Okay, watch out for the wall. Watch out for the wall. Oh my... Yeah! One death. One freaking death. One death. I am so annoyed right now. No! Okay, you know what? That's 2 deaths. We got so far. In the end, it doesn't even matter. I don't know how I mistimed that, and I don't know how I managed to get past the first one. It is what it is. Bounce. Middle. Middle! Middle! Middle. Ta. 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 There we go. Beat drop. Jump. Jump. Bounce. Bounce. Stop. Second jump. Wee. Okay, we gotta be careful here so we don't die. Yeah. Alright, we're good. We're good. Okay, okay. Be very careful. Very, very, very careful. No! Okay, like, I don't understand. Why is this one so close? Hiya, hiya, hiya. Oh. Are you all bored or are you all entertained? The inner struggles of rhythm games when you want to perfect things, it's going to be repetitiveness. And hopefully that you just don't mess up whatever you're already not messing up. Oh, well, okay. Okay, not bad, not bad. Ta. 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 Okay. You see, I didn't have any issues there in the past few runs. And then suddenly you just start messing up, and then you start making the same mistakes that you haven't been making for the past like 10 runs. Like nobody dies here anymore, you know? That was close. I feel like I almost touched the most left. I hate this. I both love and hate this right now. Curse my perfectionism. Is that the term? I don't know if that's the right term. Okay, that's bull, because I actually landed properly. Why am I dying there of all places now? It's been like a few times in a row now. Middle, jump, middle, jump. Okay, ta, 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 ta. Perfect. Ta, 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 ta. Go. Bounce. Go. Wall jump, wall jump. Swing. Bounce, bounce. Swing. Wall jump, wall jump. Oh, okay, that was close. There we go. Beat drop. Boing. Okay, we got this, we got this, we got this. Oh, okay, we're good, we're good, we're good, we're good, we're good. Okay. Whoa. No! I was doing so well. Oh yeah, yeah. It's two deaths. Two deaths. 3, 4. Yeah, yeah. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Okay. So 17 minutes. We got this. We got this. We got this. I am dying at where I don't normally die again. It's not good. I don't know why I hesitated there. Ta, 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 ta. Ah. Like, it's doable. It really is. I don't know why I'm struggling so hard right now. Also, I feel like that was a very delayed jump. I probably would have touched it if I wasn't... I'd missed it by like half a more second or something. Ah. Middle. Perfect. 1, 2, 1. No! Why do they gotta add spikes everywhere? Why did they gotta make this so much more difficult than it already is? How did I overshoot that? Uh, the interesting part is maybe I can do like poll? No. Prediction. Start prediction. Uh will Arrow be able to complete a flawless run before 9 in the next 15 minutes? Yes. No. Wait. I can't see this. Well, I complete a flawless run in the next 15. Yes. No. Wait. Wait, why is it not working? Prediction. Complete flawless run in 15 minutes. I can't. It doesn't let me set up a prediction, so that's unfortunate. Ta, 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 ta. 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 Go. Bounce. Go. Wall jump, wall jump. Swing. Bounce. Bounce. Swing. Wall jump, wall jump. Oh, okay, that was a little close. Cannon. Feet drop. Jump. Jump. Bounce. Bounce. Stop. Second speed boost. Huh. Huh. Wait, why are people gifting things? Why is this going on? Stop! I don't deserve all this, okay? Please! Oh my gosh. Why is this going on? Why? Why? I appreciate it, but why? I have not done anything worth sub-gifting. Why? Why? Also, I didn't see the message before that. Would be a shame if someone redeemed something. Okay, well, whoever fairy god sub-gifter is, thank you. I appreciate it, but please stop. What? I landed that on the top, okay? That doesn't make any sense. Ha. 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 Perfect. And then drop, bounce. Wall jump, wall jump. Beat drop. Jump. Okay, that was really close. Drop. Jump. Huh. Okay. Oh. Oh. Alright. We're down to the last beat drop. Perfect run. Okay, and it's 9:23. I finished before time. Okay, I like this game, but this is like way too much. Like I can't handle it. It is still kind of early, so let's do this instead. This is Project Rhombus. It is a very interesting rhythm game. Well, it's loud. That's loud. That's loud. That's loud. That's loud. Okay, I'm so sorry for the loudness. Is that? Let's do 30. Okay. And let's do solid background. And yeah, let's try it. I think so. There is a locked difficulty that requires me to hit 60 seconds. It's a survival rhythm game, and you have to hit 60 seconds on everything, which I've only done so on easy because it's really difficult. Also, it's way too loud. Okay. I think that's better. Oh. So you have to be pointing. The thing is, you have to be pointing the arrow in the direction that it's coming in. The blue notes will switch 180 degrees. And if you have the incorrect, you just lose. Good day, sir. Down, 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 up, down, right, up, down, left, 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 up, right, left, down. But yeah, as you can see, it is not easy. But we need to try and set high scores that are over 60 seconds so that I can unlock the secret level, also known as expert. Oh, come on, I pressed down. I definitely pressed down. I pressed down. I'm not even halfway. Okay, that one I didn't. That one I definitely didn't press in time. Time goes by so slowly when you play this. I am so bad at this. I swear normal is more difficult than hard. The music doesn't like start over. It, I feel it just starts on the next segment, which is pretty cool as a game design. I mean, it is an option that you can toggle off, but default, you just play along. I pressed it. I pressed it. I promise you, I pressed it. That one I did not press. I'm so bad at this. You know what? We're gonna do a round of hard. Seconds. See, even like on hard, it's like a lot. I could do. I hit 20 seconds, you know, and this is. I'm so bad at this. I pressed it. I promise I pressed that one. I'm very distracted at this point, I think. This is rough. I don't know if this is worse or the previous game was worse. I don't know how I missed that. That was kind of sad, actually. Sometimes it's really misleading when there's two coming at different speeds. It's even more misleading when they throw in the curves. I pressed it. I pressed it. I pressed it. I pressed it. I know I pressed it. Up, down. Okay, this one I didn't press. I think I'm just too tired. Down, left, down, left, up, down, right, left, up, right, down, left, down. I said down! I said down! Alright, you know what? I'm just gonna try once more, and then try once hard, and whatever happens, that's it, that's it, that's it. Yep, Alright. I'm not counting that one. I'm not counting that one either. Not content, you know? I pressed left. I actually pressed left that time. Press right. It's not responding to my speed and reflexes. I swear I'm pressing it. I'm actually pressing it. I'm not that bad, you know? That one I derped. I am blanking out. I'm blanking out. I pressed down. I pressed down. Maybe I just don't have the reaction time anymore. Yeah, I can't. You see, unlike a traditional rhythm game, this game doesn't really utilize memory. This game is completely random. Or maybe it's not like fully random, but like it has a very big random aspect to it, so you can't really like memorize the map. But needless to say, I think the music is nice, the beats are nice, the game design is simple but intuitive and creative in a way. It is 9:30. I know I usually stream till 10:30, but it's kind of like a long day. However, I do bring news. Tomorrow I will be doing a sponsored stream, so I look forward to that. Thank you all for tuning in today. Really appreciate the subs, no matter who you are. I don't know if the Fairy God sub gifter and the anonymous gifter are the same people, but I appreciate it nonetheless. So thank you very much. Um, but yeah, that will be it for tonight. Hope to see you tomorrow during the sponsored stream. Until then, stay safe, stay hydrated, and that will be it. Have a good one. Bye.